Hello and welcome to Future Imperfect. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, Admiral of the USS Future Imperfect NX 1761. We are doing this impromptu episode to kind of cover, well, a little bit of truckdom. We're actually going to be doing a very, very short episode because later this week, I will be at the Michigan Science Center. They are having their monthly event on Star Trek. They're having their After Dark event, so they'll be closing the museum on Thursday, the 20th at 3 p.m. And as a part of the event, what they typically do is, well, they have an entire 3-hour block for people to explore and geek out, which I'm very much looking forward to. And they were kind enough to invite me for their After Dark event, which is from 6 to 9 p.m. for a 21 and over venue. The tickets are $15 online, which includes one signature drink. And you get to spend a Thursday with fellow Trek geeks and have a lot of fun. They did their one last month on DC versus Marvel and had a panel. This time they're doing it on Star Trek, and I believe their next one is for October. They're doing Zombie Apocalypse. November they're doing Winter is Coming. 20th of December they're doing Robots. No idea what that's going to be about, but I can imagine. So anyways, they get a lot of press in the local papers, in MLive, Live in D, Model D, Detroit Free Press, Metro Times. There's it's a very awesome fan participation moment, and people get to kind of explore the museum in addition to all of the geeky content. So in July they did vintage video games, and they had where they could play a variety of game systems of yesteryear, whether it's N64 or GameCube or Xbox 360, which is funny to call that vintage. They had some arcade games where they were the physical box arcades. They had some geeks sitting down doing a podcast live on location with a bunch of wires and stuff, kind of covering the After Dark event. And to be honest, I'm feeling a little out of my element here, but I'm very much looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun to see how this goes down. But they're doing Star Trek. They're going to have for the first hour, they're going to have where you just kind of mingle and you kind of go around. I'm going to be doing the Future Imperfect podcast during that time. Kind of talking to some members of SFI, Starfleet International, because the USS Sinclair and our commander of Starfleet International will be there on location, and our regional coordinator for Region 13, and so it'll be the first time I get to connect with any of them, so that'll be a lot of fun. We'll be there plenty early, and then from 7 to 7:45, they're going to be doing Star Trek Trivia, which I will be co-hosting, and along with a member of the Michigan Science Center, who's a huge Trekkie. So I'm looking forward to that as well, sitting down and having a little bit of fun with that. And I think they said 8:15 or something, they're going to be doing a planetarium showing where they're going to have some Star Trek specific footage. So it's definitely up your alley if you're a geek, and it's a smaller venue. I mean, it's still going to be kind of like a Comic-Con, but it's not. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this whole thing goes down. But I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of fellow Trekkers, Trekkies, however you want to be nicknamed or called upon. Yeah, it's going to be a load of fun, and I'm very excited to sit down and have a conversation with people, and do the trivia. So it'll be interesting to see how much people know. Some of these questions, I will say, are fairly easy. And they aren't meant to be super hard anyway, just because it's kind of a fun event. If it was meant to be actual, like, difficult trivia, I think myself and the co-host for the trivia event would have done so. So it'll be a lot of fun. So anyways, that's going to be September 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. for ages 21 and over. $15 online tickets, and yep, you can either print them or get them will call at the event. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and kind of reporting back after the event with Birdman next week. So there'll be 2 episodes this week. I'm going to try and do a live stream of this show. If that doesn't work out, it'll be a live recording from location. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Just depends on technical difficulties that may or may not happen, and how good the Wi-Fi is. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just wanted to give a kind of a quick update on that. Additionally, there's some news they're having for Star Trek Online. They're going to have the new Discovery add-on coming. Plus, they've got some support cruisers coming to in-game, and they actually added them. It's the new cruiser class and battle cruiser class vessels being made available to the C-Store for Federation and Klingon characters. For their respected allied members among the Romulan and Dominion factions. The new vessels will be available for non-fleet and fleet variants. It kind of looks like if you mixed aspects of the Enterprise B, C, and D together, you kind of get that. And if it weren't for the fact that they're expensive, they're 2,400 Zen each, purchased individually, or you can get a 2-ship bundle for 3,200, and so on and so forth. They've got temporal operative starship mechanics to them. I really love the design. It's a Narendra-class support cruiser, which is kind of a take on the Ambassador class, which comes with a universal console, the temporal trajectory shifter, so it kind of allows you to kind of move positions. And then they've got the Ambassador class fleet support cruiser, T6 as well, which comes with molecular reconstruction and a temporal operative position, and no specific universal capability for the ship. And then the Klingons have 2 ships as well. But the universal trajectory shifter manipulates localized space-time, allowing this complex technology to shift the chronometric energies from one starship's continuity to another's. The process is explained in layman's terms as stealing time from the target. By redirecting temporal energies, they become slower while you become faster, relatively speaking, of course. And the energies translate as a reduction to the foe's weapon firing speed, ability recharges, and defense ratings, while those same aspects of your own starship's performance are increased. And that's the one. And then the starship trait, history will remember. Prolonged conflicts become more desperate and more heroic as time wears on, and only those ships and crews with the fortitude to withstand such onslaughts are remembered in the annals of history. With this trait slotted, each foe that damages you will grant you a stack of history will remember, which imparts increased weapon damage, hull, and etc., etc. I just wish that they would get the Future Imperfect and Parallels and Yesterday's Enterprise comm badges. added to the game because they don't have that. They have everything else from yesterday's Enterprise, but they don't have the comm badges, and I just wish that they'd add them to the game because I find them to be rather interesting, and I even have one, so yeah. So anyways, this about wraps up this small episode of Future Imperfect. I hope I informed and teased enough. We'll see how the next episode comes out, and so until next time, live long and prosper.